Just a few hours before, it seemed impossible.
0.22.
But a deal on climate finance was finally reached in Baku. Don't be fooled by the applause. After 2 weeks of deadlock, this is relief, not rejoicing. For a deal so bad, so unpopular, it was forced through without allowing objections.
This has been stage managed, and we are extremely disappointed with this incident.
On paper, the deal triples the $100 billion a year currently available to help poor countries address climate change they didn't cause. Rich donors promise this will attract the $1.3 trillion they accept is needed by 2035. Poor countries are far from convinced, but it's the only deal around.
This is the only space that we have to negotiate and to work towards our common goals. We accepted the text because we could not leave Baku without a text, but we're not satisfied whatsoever.
This deal on finance, however weak, does signal the growing momentum away from fossil fuels and an acceptance that climate impacts in the developing world ultimately affect us all. A big step forward for this global talking shop. But for the 3 decades it's been going, this process has always been several steps behind its stated objective: preventing dangerous levels of global warming. The events of this year, the first to be 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial average temperatures, attest to the fact that warming is already upon us.
Looking back over the past, say, 10 years, we were heading for well over 3 degrees of warming, and we're now heading for maybe 2.5. So, that's not only down to the COP, that's down to all sorts of things, but the COP's clearly had an impact there. There's a very big gap between where we're going and what would be needed for 1.5, and it's a really big test for countries' ambition, for their commitment to this process.
The next round of talks, COP30, are in Belém, Brazil, in a year from now, and in a world a few fractions of a degree warmer still. Tom Clark, Sky News.